Let's get it in. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right. 6:41 a.m. here on the West Coast, Northern California, Stockton, California to be exact, baby. My name is Cherry Franklin. This is the Cherry Franklin Show. If you have not rolled a blunt, made a drink, a cup of coffee, a sandwich, or fired up a square, now's the time to do so. We're just about to roll a blunt and kick off another 30-minute podcast here on the Cherry Franklin Show. Today is Talent Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know what that means, Talent Tuesday is the day of the week where we highlight a business, a venue, a creator, an athlete, an activist, a leader, a public speaker, or a brand that is doing something positive in their industry or providing new material and new opportunities for others. So today's Talent Tuesday, I have two people I'm going to highlight and talk about. One is SDZ Beats. You can find them on Facebook and YouTube. SDZ is a partner of ours, me and Killswitch, and the whole KMG squad, who've been making beats, I'll say, pretty consistently the past 1 or 2 years, especially with the quarantine. But ever since I started working with KMG in 2014. So SDZ Beats, y'all, definitely go check him out on Facebook and YouTube. The other business and brand I want to highlight is, I got him on right now. It's called I Serve the Hood. This is Fred Nash, if y'all don't know, out of Enterprise, Alabama. You can follow them on Instagram at I Serve the Hood. I just got a new baby pink velour suit in yesterday. So I can't wait to see how this photographs and captures on video. Without further ado, we're going to get right into it and begin rolling the blunt. Yeah, again, it's 6:43 a.m. now here on the West Coast, Northern California, Stockton, California, to be exact, baby. We're going to kick off with the theme song by Trapito, also out of Lower Alabama. Theme song is called In the Air, Put It in the Air, featuring your girl, Cherry Franklin, a.k.a. the Mrs. out of North Stockton, California, and Lower Alabama, the Georgia, Florida line tri-state area. Any questions, comments, or concerns, y'all? Make sure you follow and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube to watch this, everything we're doing here live, on playback and with closed captions. We're going to be opening up the Cherry Franklin Show to about 12 or 13 platforms. We just added Live Me last night, and well over 40 diamonds and over 20 subscribers already. Without further ado, y'all, this is called Put It in the Air by Trapito, featuring your girl, Cherry Franklin, a.k.a. the Mrs. That's me. Make sure you let me know, what is you smoking, what flavor is popular in your area, what's brand new, and what's the best of the best. Leave it in the comments for what is you smoking.
Put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at, eyes on low, what I'm up there. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stickers. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. Yeah, she on the mid, we on go. I want the bag, give me the cash. Go. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stickers. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. We rolling up with stickers. Y'all niggas be switching. I like sit back and listen. The whole team of attention. Jack white nigga on gremlin. Whatever the black nigga, it's a collision. Just like a gremlin. We got some dead joints in the air. We do not care. So we on the left. We smoking rap. So you need a tap. Let's go. The Z-Man. It's the best time for the season. The whole joint no leeching. I can just smash y'all to beat it. I'ma get mine so I'm greedy. Y'all said she want me to eat it. I told her I'm vegan. Hey, y'all on super straight. I got the Mary J. That be my ace. You can add me to the race. Put on the gas, so get out the way. You coming last, you a disgrace. But with my stash, cash, I be where you stay. When I get mad, I roll up the pay. Gas, blowing no bait. Ayy, put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at, everywhere I'm at. Eyes on low, but I'm up there. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stick guns. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. We on the gas, she on the mid. We on go. I want the bag. Give me the cash. I want the low. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stick guns. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air.
Blow in the car, the room, it go down. Every time the don't move, smoke come out. 209, yeah, that's my cloud. Blunt rotations, that's my crowd. You ain't gotta smoke this Cali. Put it in the wood, but you do it in the valley. Keep on wax, on leaf on tap, I'll turn the team up, pep rally. Why you didn't call me Sherry? I had Grace twisted in a berry. Mr. J, I'm coming with the Mary. This that thing, no air pass spare me. I got lungs like a motherfucking vacuum. Puff up, ash them pants, I'll tax you. That's just facts, no cat boo. I put it on wax with a pack fool. It's written on me like a tattoo. Big circle like a battle rap tattoo. Like once, but I put it in a bag too. I like fronts, but I put it on the bag too. So don't do me. I keep 5 on it like the Loonies. Get your ass off with a 2-piece. It go to me. Quit acting brand new like a groupie. It just put it in the air, put it in the air. Hey, put it in the air, put it in the air. Hey, everywhere I'm at, everywhere I'm at. Hey, eyes on low, but I'm up there. Hey,
Hey, yo, put the grants over there to safe, you know what I'm saying? Because these Jacksons, the Washingtons go to wife, you know how that go.
man, y'all, couple other things I want to mention before we get into the news. I want to remind y'all the reason why we get on here every single day is to remind y'all you can make a difference at change.org and vote.org.
Who support passive aggressive, secretive, and murderous oppression and killings of the Black community and the lower class working Americans and minorities here in the United States. They ignore issues, the misuse of government funding, the homeless problems, and the spending in military and foreign wars. And they never fix any of our issues in regards to education, healthcare, or public housing. There are cities without clean water, communities without homeless shelters. Please visit vote.org to make a difference and register to vote. Please visit change.org to sign petitions that are led by attorneys, legal services, and law firms to open these cases and investigations. No more Trump secret police. Disband and defund ICE. Legalize immigration. No more kids in cages. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Justice for Vanessa Gillen. Shut down and restaff Fort Hood. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery, whose case is being considered a citizen's arrest when he was killed by 2 white men in regular clothes for jogging down the street while a third man filmed it. Justice for Jacob Blake. Justice for Elijah McClain. Justice for George Floyd. I encourage you to reach out to your state attorney general. If you are in one of the states that the 6 Black men found hanging since the death of George Floyd was deemed a suicide by local law enforcement.
Y'all, there was also 2 women found as well, okay?
2 in the state of California, 2 in the state of New York, 1 in Atlanta, Georgia, and 1 in the home of George Floyd, Houston, Texas high school football field. I encourage you to make a difference when and where you can. And if you are low on funds and low on health insurance, please visit mdsave.com to save on medical and hospital needs and procedures. My name is Sherry Franklin. I'm an artist and as well as a community organizer. By accident.
By accident, y'all. I always been an artist, a promoter, but not an organizer. I done gave more public speeches, more personal conversations over the phone, talked to more children
The only way we can fight
than I ever thought I ever would about civil rights,
above it, uplift each other,
about racism, about women's rights,
Thank you for caring
about police brutality,
and for social distance.
about government and taxes and the misuse of government funding.
Share this message.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're gonna do now is go check out the news, see what anybody has to say on these podcasts about our stimulus check payments. Joe Biden won the office with the promise of a $2,000 stimulus check. They did give us one $1,400 check at the beginning of this year, and we have not seen anything else as far as this one-time stimulus check payment for the head of household, especially the head of household who has been returned back to work, who's not eligible for unemployment, and who is being taxed and double taxed and having to pay everything cash out of their checks. This is something that has been going on for months and months and months for both presidents, okay? They promise us and don't give us exactly what it is they promise us and tell us. And then they draw it out until the funding packages and the time frames expire, and people are having to go without funding and resources, and that's not okay. So that's a big reason why we tell y'all to register to vote, so you can get on your official city.
Hey everyone, how's it going today? Welcome back to another update.
So you can get on your city official's ass and make sure they're doing their goddamn job that they got voted into office to goddamn do, which is sustain economy, economic funding, and protect the community and well-being of the community that they're elected to serve. So, y'all make sure you're letting your state senate and Congress know. Head of households who no longer qualify for unemployment are still struggling to pay rent and utilities. And we've been waiting for a $2,000 stimulus check since June of 2020, since January of 2021. And it is now about to be 2022. The American people are starving and freezing to death and catching diseases and dying of COVID and other flus and things like that. The government has a sworn duty to the American people and taxpayers of this country. They need to do it. All right, this Asian dude with the man bun ponytail, he has an 11-minute video. I have never listened to this dude before, maybe once ever in my life. But I have never really listened to this dude like this before. So we're about to play his video and see if I could sit through a whole video, y'all. And fire up the blunt. Today we are smoking a couple different flavors, Backyard Boogie, and I believe what's left of the Purple Punch from the 3 flavors we posted at Cherry Franklin Show on Instagram. If you have not already, make sure you follow and subscribe. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Cherry Franklin Show. All right, come on, Asian dude, give me some news. Good news. It says Kevin's Journal. I think I have seen this dude before. Let's see if he has anything helpful to offer us about the stimulus.
Hey everyone, how's it going today? Welcome back to another update. So we officially have brand new information and announced answers when it comes to the world of the 4th stimulus package, specifically about the 4th stimulus social parts of the package. So essentially the parts that I think most of us hopefully care about, which is involving putting money inside of our pockets. Now, to maybe just start off on the spot is that the hard news is that Joe Manchin has officially come out to speak and announced as of yesterday from the release date. Granted, this is probably going to be relevant over the next couple of days as they negotiate, that he sadly will no longer be supporting the 4th stimulus package, also known as the 4th social infrastructure plan, also known as the Build Back Better plan. Now, granted is that I do know that there were some people that didn't necessarily really support this package, so it might even
Yeah,
be
because
something that
where's
is
the
relatively
stimulus check for
just
the head
simply
of
put
household and the
relatively irrelevant
taxpayers?
in
Where's
life.
that?
However, in today's
Hello?
update, I really
We
just want to
definitely
talk
need
about this plan
universal
with
health
Dave
care and
about
universal
why he made
broadband,
that
especially if
decision,
we have
what's
to
been
do
going
remote
on there,
working and social
and
distance
maybe if
learning.
you were someone
Aside
that
from
maybe
that,
was
green
very
energy and
indifferent about
pollution,
this
that's
package,
important,
maybe
especially since
some
it's
brighter
mass
news about
everywhere
what
now.
this might mean for the
Aside
world
from
of this
that,
fourth stimulus check and the
taxpayers
social
are
programs in
no
manner.
longer
So
unemployed,
we're gonna get straight to
don't
it, but as always,
qualify
gonna be
for
real
state
fast. Before we
funding or
begin,
any
10
type of
seconds,
welfare
and I'm gonna
programs,
smash
are
the like button
depending
in
on
light
a
of just if
stimulus
you guys
check.
enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing and hitting the bell for similar videos like this. And as always, feel free to comment any questions, maybe personal thoughts or predictions about what you think is probably going to happen, because there is obviously a lot of uncertainty and a lot of news, not just about the fourth stimulus package, but everything such as Omicron and everything that's been happening. So with that being said, let's get this video started. So to maybe start about what the significance of this is that the hard news is that in order to try to be able to approve of this new Build Back Better plan, it meant that every single Democrat, so specifically all 50 people within the Senate, had to have supported this fourth stimulus package. But because of what just happens, it
What's up,
means
y'all?
that it's going to be relatively difficult now to approve. Now, what
Good
programs are
morning, good
specifically on the
morning.
line is kind of
Get in
outlined right
here, hit
here.
the blunt real
The
quick.
big idea really is that it means that we will now start to sadly see an end to the child tax credit. It's essentially the $300 per month that some of you guys, have been relatively enjoying if you guys happen to be someone that's in a family. It means that they will no longer be doing free pre-kindergarten. It means that Medicare expansion,
Universal
the 4
pre-K.
weeks of paid family and medical leave, and then a lot of things
Free
such as like
universal
improved
pre-K.
prices, such as things such as for
They said they're
healthcare,
about to
drug
cancel that
pricing,
out of
and
the
other
fourth
kinds of
stimulus
various
check package.
programs,
They
especially
also
in regards
said
to specific industry. Those are essentially the programs that sadly will not be happening now because of what just happened. Now, there is a very strong probable chance that maybe he changed
they
his
also
mind.
said with the
But this
child
was
tax
these were
credits, they were
essentially
gonna
the
try to
programs that were
extend it.
inside of this package
It is gonna
that
be
he as a
discontinued
Nazareth
after
will no longer be
December,
supporting.
but they're gonna
In
try to
terms of
get
the
it
reason why
reinstated
he
by
ended up making that
February.
decision,
So those
the
who
biggest thing
qualify for
is really
January and
because right
February
now
should
inside of our
receive 2
country,
checks
and that's what I kind
when
of
it's
always say is that
reinstated
inside of our country, it is
February
not
or
always a
March
very
of
clear black and white
2022.
answer.
They
The
did
biggest
say
reason
that they
he
won't
made
be
this
able to
announcement
extend it
was
for a
because
full
he's
year,
very, very afraid to
which
try
is
to
what they was
increase
trying to do
the national
before, a
debt.
full year
This
of
is
child
even
tax
more
credit
true because
payments.
right now we are starting to
But they
see
said they will
inflation
try to
happen,
extend it
and
for
certainly fears
several
of even
months into
greater inflation happening
2022,
very,
but
very
it is
rapidly.
expiring
What this
after
basically
December
means
of
and how this impacts
2021.
us is imagine if back then we used to be able to, let's just say, buy a lunch for a solid $5. Now, with everything starting to potentially increase in prices, we might start to see lunch, be priced at $8, $9. You may have even
I
already
definitely
seen in your
spend
regular
between
everyday
$5 and
life how
$10
in
on
certain
lunch every
places,
day.
lots of things such as like rent, cost, energy, gas, bills, all of that stuff is now starting to increase. So he's very,
Even
very
if I
afraid of
just do
trying to
like a
add
cup
to
of
this
noodles
national
or a
debt.
Pop
He's
Tart or
afraid of the
something for my
inflation,
other
and
meal,
that's really the
my other
biggest reason
main
why he was
meals
very
like junk
hesitant
food,
to
I
support it.
still spend
I
like
think
$5 to
the other big
$10
thing
on at
also
least
is
one
that
meal
because
per
in
day.
West Virginia, which has always been kind of that interesting state,
It is
there are
definitely
actually
getting
interestingly
closer to
some
10.
people within his own state that also doesn't support this Build Back Better plan. So I think the other big motivation
They're
is that
saying
he also turned
Republicans
it
don't
down
support the
because he
Build Back
wasn't sure
Better
how he would be able to
Act
explain
or
or
Build Back
justify
Better
his decisions
Build Back
to the
Better plan,
people that
whichever you
actually
choose
may
to
have
call it.
potentially actually voted for him in West
There's
Virginia
two
when
of
he
them,
goes
the
back to West
infrastructure
Virginia.
bill and the
So as a
Build Back
result of
Better.
this
The
decision,
Build Back Better is
sadly, he
supposed to
ended up just
include
foregoing
funding
it
for
altogether. Now,
American
of course, again,
taxpayers.
everything can change.
The
Everything has
infrastructure
changed
bill
before in
is
the
supposed to
past.
be the
He,
health
was
care, the
hesitant to
vaccines,
support
universal
most of the past
broadband,
stimulus
green
packages,
energy and
and thankfully
pollution,
eventually
and
came.
a couple of
But the
other
big
things.
idea is that that's been the official announced answer most recently that we have from him. Now, what does this actually mean for a lot of the other
So what they're
politicians?
saying is the
The other
Republicans
kind of
starting
just,
not
I
to
guess,
support the
take it for
fourth
what it is
stimulus
kind of
check, the
news,
Build Back
is
Better
that the
Act.
majority of his other fellow Democrats
The
are
infrastructure
actually
was
coming out to rage
1.25
about this
trillion. The
decision
Build
right
Back
now.
Better Act
There
was
is no doubt that obviously
1.75
Biden is
trillion,
very uneasy about this.
altogether
A lot of
totaling
other
$3 trillion
politicians like
in stimulus
AOC,
funding.
Jayapal, Schumer, they basically come out to speak.
Jen Psaki, they've pretty much come out to speak how they're very, very strongly opposed to his decision, but that it was not really a surprise that he was not going to support of it, but that he also kinds of just simply put questions Joe Manchin's motive behind everything that he just essentially did. Now, what does this exactly mean for the fourth stimulus check in general? So there are several sides to this story. Right now, the first thing is that when it comes to the petition that we've been talking about, how they were trying to raise up 3 million signatures in order to take that petition to bring
Hmm.
it into Congress to preach for more stimulus checks. The
The
great
two
news
thousand
is
dollar
that
check
that
on
petition is
change.org,
actually only about 20,000 signatures left from reaching its 3 million, let's just say, milestone. So
which is
because of that
about
reason, they're very,
almost
very
one
close,
third of
and that's
all
very,
unemployed
very great news.
Americans
20,000
from
people,
last
that's
year.
essentially the size of maybe a small town, certain college campuses. So they are. It's certainly a massive progress after trying to attempt and officially getting over 2.9 million signatures
I
over the
signed,
last couple
y'all.
of months. The other
I
big thing
paid
also, and I
$18 to
think this is
sign that
something that's
petition.
relatively brand new information, is that if you've been following the Omicron situation, we did make a video that talked all about that. So I'll definitely put that
Omicron,
at the
that's the
very, very
third
end screen. It'll
variant
probably
of
be if
COVID
you
19
look at the towards the
coronavirus
end screen, there'll be something on the bottom left or something
flu.
like that. The big thing really is that right now at this time, we are living through a lot of moments of uncertainty, but even more specifically, we are living through a
Definitely.
situation where changes are happening really fast. Very, very similar to what happened
Yeah,
in
I
March
bought stocks
2020, if you
yesterday.
guys
And
remember.
normally I
I
don't
know that
gamble like
outside of
that
the
and play with my
US, the
money.
Netherlands just locked down for the very
I
first
don't like
time in a
spreading it
while.
out to different accounts. I
England,
already
the
have a
UK,
lot to
is
keep
thinking
track
about
of.
imposing and increasing restrictions once again. If you are in New York, many, many events have officially now sadly been canceled. Um, at the end of the day, all of this stuff, while some people take it as, like a very fun experience, this does also represent a paycheck for a lot of the people that happen to work in this industry, which is potentially going to impact unemployment once again if or for anyone that happens to work in an industry such as hospitality, travel, or anything like that, which is millions and millions of people inside of our country that
Right.
happen to
I
work
even
in that
thought about
industry.
being a flight
But the big
attendant, but
idea
I
right
start
now is
getting
that because
motion
of
sickness.
everything that's
The
happening,
more
it is
dehydrated I
looking
become.
like there is going to be a brand new push in order to try to do for
My
stimulus
vertigo, all
checks.
of that, my
However,
sinus
because as we
pressure.
know now that Joe Manchin has sadly denied this, at this time, again, he can still change his mind. He just made this announcement in front of millions of people on the news. What this means is that it's probably going to be relatively difficult to try to actually logistically or to gain the votes enough in order to support a fourth stimulus check. But what is very, very probable is that we might start to, and actually technically have already started to see many states, but is predicted that we likely will see even more states now start to come out to potentially do their own individual fourth stimulus checks.
Hmm.
If you look around, I did make a video, I think about like 1 or 2 weeks ago. I'll put it at the very, very end screen. I think
So
it's literally just called
California is
like
supposed to
official
have a
stimulus checks,
Golden
nine
Gate,
states, because currently about nine states, I
Golden
believe,
Gate
have
Stimulus
fourth
One and
stimulus
Golden
checks
Gate
inside
Stimulus
for
Two.
specific demographics. So definitely check that out below
Stimulus
at
One
the
is
bottom.
supposed to be
Maybe
five
on the
hundred
right
dollars
side
for
this
a head
time
of
at the very,
household
very
or
end
a
of the
tax
video.
filer,
The big idea is that with the fourth stimulus
and
check,
six
what they're
hundred
really
if that
hoping for
filer
is to
has
finally
dependents.
complete the petition by hitting 3 million, taking it into Congress and trying to see what they say. The more probable situation of what's probably going to happen is that we will probably start to see many states try to create plans or proposals to do their own stimulus check. Many of them have actually already been approved, but the prediction and hope is we see even more start to follow in the coming days, especially with a lot of last minute lockdowns start to happen. Keep in mind is that when we went into the lockdown, in the very first time around March 2020, it took about less than 1 to 2 weeks for them to finally approve the first stimulus package. And that just really shows us that when there is a sense of urgency, people will start to make moves much faster out of, as the word suggests, senses of urgency. However, of course, one of the things about Omicron is that there's a lot of variation depending on your location about how it's going to impact your lifestyle. But the big idea for certain places, for example, I'm in New York, where it's very, very impacted, it looks very, very probable that we may and hopefully will be seeing some level of relief during a time when not only do we still need it, but we're actually now starting to see an even greater push to have it once again. But of course, really beyond this is we're really just waiting for time to tell. But beyond this is that that's what I really wanted to share in today's update. So if
Come
you
on.
guys found that relatively insightful, I know it's not always the best news. Now, granted, maybe there's a level of hopefulness to it that maybe we can actually now see brighter news because there's a lot of action taking place. But as always, if you guys found that relatively insightful and haven't done so, consider smashing the like button. Of course, you guys can.
Yeah, make sure you like that. That's called Kevin's Journal on YouTube. Um, I just don't see nothing too terribly relevant that is within the time limit I'm willing to listen.
So the Treasury is still sending out these plus up payments, more stimulus going out before the end of the year. I'm going to cover some of those details. Plus, there is this $3,000 hitting bank accounts before Christmas.
Yeah, we're not watching that. But again, state stimulus checks, y'all. That is what we have available right now, and unemployment opening back up. If you do qualify for it, please do apply so you can have that. We have given Facebook and YouTube about 25 minutes, almost 30 minutes. We're going to fade to the background now and get on these instrumentals. Here, 7:07 a.m. here on the West Coast. Northern California, Stockton, California to be exact, baby. Thank y'all for being here and making me a top streamer. All of that, all of that, all of that. Thank y'all for my money though. I see over 1,000 heart reactions, 1,294, over 40, 50 stream viewers for the stream, um, not including everybody else on the backgrounds as well. Um, we are going to fade to the background again to the pay size, but make sure you follow and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank y'all for being here again. You're beautiful. Your soul is beautiful. Your energy is positive. You're important to me, your community, your family, and your friends. And I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here and making me a top streamer.